This is Hot Mike.
Hot Mike.
On the networks of WDAY. Here's Dom Izzo. It's that time. An author.
Offensive production, number 1. Number 2. I forgot.
Golfer.
It'd be like going on a three-person best shot, and we were saying, Kolpack, you got to make a 25-footer every time. You wouldn't putt first. I'd have Tim putt first.
And one heck of a TV personality.
This game is for the Cooper Cup.
It's the Forum's Jeff Kolpack.
4! I should have yelled 2.
All right, here he is, folks. Our appearances with Jeff are brought to us by Northwestern Mutual. What is this? Oh, for goodness sake. You know what? You know how many people care about this?
Me?
You. That is it. I can tell you that right now there, buddy boy.
What do you need to know from me?
I need to know where you're at in the pickup standings. What about that?
I don't know, but...
Oh, we're happy for
38-7.
You know actually how many times I've
pegged that game
you know how
to
many
the
times
minute.
I've actually done this? I've never told you. At
No.
least 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Have I said anything about it? I have my own freaking show.
So what do you need to know from me? From the brilliance.
I got a lot of things I'm going to ask you about that. Congratulations on getting that
Thank
right.
you.
Way to go. Because for a while, I didn't think we were going to have a game actually to
I
chat about.
am Nostradamus sometimes.
Well, if you're Nostradamus, could you told anybody the weather was coming?
Yes,
Because,
I would have
mean,
started the game at 11.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
I said that to start the show. Like, we saw everybody around us. Murray got moved up. SIU got moved up. Illinois State got moved up. But apparently, Terre Haute was going to be immune to what was coming.
And Terre Haute looked more in the line of fire
Yes.
looking at the Futurecast radar from our weather app.
So, in your 30-plus years of
First.
doing this,
That's
that
a first.
you never had that happen before.
Nope. And I don't remember anything close to that, really. I guess that's part of covering the team in the Dome, and Domes all over the Midwest, but I don't even remember anything remotely resembling that.
No, all of that was bizarre. All of it was...
It was chaos.
Yeah.
It was just chaos. And, are they going to resume? When they're going to resume? Are they going to call it?
Right.
How long do you wait?
Well,
do you wait till 8, 9 at night?
And from what I gathered talking to Kyle Grooms, I think they were going to wait this out as long as they had to. But here's the thing. The weather looked worse, and it did. It rained again. I know it rained on us when we were getting ready to leave. I'm sure it did with you guys. And then when we got home, I flipped on the end of the USC Notre Dame game, and it was pouring in South Bend, which is straight north of where we were.
Yeah, and then it's just... there's no rooms in Terre Haute on Saturday.
No.
We're thinking we're gonna have to stay in the airport or something because the Covered Bridge Festival took all the hotel rooms in Terre Haute.
Yeah, it was a bizarre. The whole thing was a bizarre situation. We're gonna get to Jeff's 3 stars in a moment. Let's start though with because I got 2 emails on this to ask you about. To ask Kolpack, what is up with the Bison slow start? Actually, I was talking with our general manager, Josh Rohr, about this when we got into the station today. This is 3 straight weeks now. The opponent has scored first, and we're going to go through a sequence of plays here. Granted, if Peyton's pass isn't intercepted, the Bison were going in for a touchdown,
they score.
And we're not having this conversation. But obviously, they did throw an interception. So the interception happens, and then after that, Indiana State runs a fake punt, and they took off after that.
I have no explanation other than it's a trend now. 3 games is a trend, is it not? But as the head coach, I don't want to say scolded me, but he a little word of warning that, hey, we're still leading at halftime.
He did say that in the post-game press conference. So here's the sequence.
Same with Illinois State.
So they start with an interception. Obviously, Cole gets picked off.
Yep.
Then after that, they run the fake punt that goes for 20 yards, and you had to.
And there's penalties. There's a couple defensive penalties.
Indiana State was going to do something like that, right? That they were going to run something that was going to upset the apple cart and put NDSU out of position there. Then after that, they have the big play to their wide receiver. They end up scoring the touchdown and after that. And then there were 3 sequences that the Bison had in the second quarter because that was the first time the Bison got shut out in a quarter since the first game of the season. You go back, the 3rd down call where Barika gets stopped and he's short of the first down.
4th down.
Then Cole goes for it. And actually, I think as our replay, I don't know if you saw it, he looked like he got it, and they got a terrible spot on it.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, and after that, then they have the delay of game after Indiana State jumps offside. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, it just wasn't smooth at all. I mean, I guess my best explanation to that, Dom, is go back to my pick, Eric. Go back to my pick.
We don't care about your pick. No.
Well, you want to know my explanation.
No, I want actual analysis. People are paying for you to be on here. They won the game.
The analysis is you're playing in a dumpy stadium in front of nobody.
I see. I'm not going to go there. They're better than that.
These are 22-year-olds.
I get
You're
it.
playing in a dumpy stadium. You got South Dakota State next week. You got the Dakota Marker next week. You got this team that you should drill. Those factors matter, Dom.
That mattered on the delay of game thing? I don't think so.
You're mentally not sharp. Yes, it does. Why are you not mentally sharp? You're playing in a stadium with 300 people and there's no stands on one side.
I think you're letting them off the hook. That's my opinion. I think that they.
No, I said they're not mentally sharp.
Okay.
I said that.
What
does that let them off the hook?
What would account for that then? Full well. They were talked about it. Polisic said they had a great week of practice all week. That part I just don't.
Well, I guess you got to be a little more mature team.
Maybe. I mean, because whatever happened when the Lightning and the Thunder came through, that was the team everybody was expected to see. Because right away, the start of the second half was a completely different story.
Yeah, they came out. What did Tim say? They came out like youth football.
Came out like he was coaching Little League again. Hey, let's go. Get out there. That's exactly what he said in the postgame.
I think they were chanting, too, like softball players.
Well, and you wrote about it, and he said it, who did say? Cole Payton did, that Marcus Williams got the Wordle championship going in there.
Yep.
I mean, because Kyle Emanuel and I were talking about during our rain delay theater broadcast of they got to feed them. You have to imagine that, which Kramer and Napoli got PB&Js for everybody. I don't know if there was some Uncrustable action going on in there, but I mean, you don't prepare for anything like that. That part to me, because going in at halftime, and we'll get to the Dutton Heifer situation here in a moment, because we got to talk about that too, because that happens. The first half happens. You're like, and this game may not restart. This is not a good scenario if the Bison are going to go into South Dakota State with that.
And, yeah, I guess I say the maturity thing in the first half, but a mature team comes out and plays well.
Absolutely.
And so they turned that table.
They did. I just what happened in the first 30 minutes of that game, I can't wrap my mind around, because it's like they were playing with their food. That's the only kind of analogy I can come up with. They were just not as sharp as but we saw that Illinois State. They came out. Obviously, the safety happened there. SIU, the Salukis came down the field. Granted, the Bison held them to a field goal, but that was a 10-10 game until the big fumble that Toby and Ennie recovered. They can't do that this coming weekend. I'll say that right now. I don't care who the quarterback is, because that environment down there is going to be electric. Going to be on fire on Saturday night down there.
It's going to be one of the rare games where in FCS, when you go to an opposing stadium, sans the Fargo Dome, where it does matter. You're going to have to do the signals, the hand signals, the silent count, all that stuff.
All right, so let's talk about the Jackson Dutton Heifer play. We're not going to show the replay again.
Please
it's
don't.
It's not great. The fact of the matter is, it was scary, and this was him being carted off here at this moment. And I know what Tim Polisic said to Sam right at halftime, that or praying for him. Just the tone of Polisic's voice made it ominous, Jeff. And just seeing this, everything was ominous about it.
Do we have that?
No, we don't have it on the show here this morning. But the tone of it was ominous around it. That going and just seeing this, that this is not a good situation.
Yeah, ominous too. And it's the story you never want to do.
No.
I just sat there at halftime going, okay, what's next here? You just never want to do this kind of a story. And that's what was going through my mind.
And then to see this, I got the text message that he was back. I'm like, holy Christmas. And shout out to Kyle Strecker, one of our photographers during the game, found him and got this because we had this on the air during the broadcast. Was fantastic.
Yep.
And just that alone, I got more reaction on that on my social media feeds that we showed that than anything during the game.
Yeah, so did I. I put out the text that early indications report that it's nothing serious. In that, when I mean that, I mean
like he can move,
walk back.
Correctamundo, like he was able to fly back. Yeah. That alone, I mean, you're right, because at that point, I think we talked during the lightning delay, like where is he going? Where is he transported to? How are we going to get a medical update on? That's all I'm thinking of as well, of trying to advance the story of like what's going on with him, and to see him back was amazing. Now, I don't even care if he plays again. Just the fact that he's standing and is doing okay, that's all that matters to me.
Sounds like he will play this season, though, depending on how the results and more testing come out today. But,
after seeing that, where they had to remove the helmet and the face, like, I've seen this too many times on professional games to see it, in a game we're calling. That just kind of takes your breath away a little bit on that.
You resort to professional mode. It's your job. That's our jobs now.
Try to.
Yeah, that's
the best you can. On that.
You just instead of writing about football, you're writing about life.
Yep,
and
exactly.
just like that.
Exactly right. Exactly. I mentioned it. The guy got married a year and a half ago. Like, he's ready for the next step of his life whenever football is done, and then this happens. It's just scary, scary deal. It's the only way I can say it. All right, you ready to do your 3 stars?
Let's do it.
So for those that are unfamiliar to Jeff's segment, we started doing this last week where Kolpack unveils his 3 stars of the game. Number 1 is a guy who changed the game to start off. Jalen Crumby is your first star.
It is, and as the play of the game, it was the first offensive play for Indiana State after the rain delay, after the long lightning delay. They go out back to pass. It was a cop that deflected it.
He did.
And it goes right in his arms, and that just switched it right there. One play. And sometimes one play is all you need for a star rating, because Peyton scores on the next play, and you felt like, okay, there's the onslaught's on now. You could just tell that.
Watch this again for Jaquise Alexander. I think almost lateraled it there. If we had a it almost
I just noticed
looked like that Jaquise pushed the ball, and I said this during the broadcast to Crumby. It was unbelievable. I really honestly
Can you slow that down?
I really think you watch again. Number 0 in there. See, he's got it and then tosses it.
I didn't notice that.
Crumby. I'm telling you, it was a heads up.
We'll have to ask the head coach tomorrow.
It was a fabulous play, but you're right. After
that,
it was definitely on.
That made it 17-7, and it just energized the team.
Second start?
Cole Payton, just made plays on third down. That interception really wasn't. It was deflected pass. It was in traffic. But, man, he's just so composed. Look at that. So composed back there. Like, oh, okay, I'll just get a first down here.
That guy had an angle on him, too, and he just kept making a man.
He's just such a veteran presence there, too. And it's not something we saw coming in because we hadn't seen it. But he's so fast, and he's so big, and he's so in command, I guess is the word.
Yeah, and to me, and this we'll get into this next segment when we talk about next week's game, the Bison offense, no matter what you want to say about how they started the game, they still got to 38 points, Jeff. Nobody's held them under 30 yet in 2025.
And that's 2 games where weather was a factor.
Correct.
The Citadel rain. This is the 3rd rain game, by the way.
By the way, we had 0 rain games in the 20 years I've done Bison football.
There's now 3
Now
this
we've
year.
had 3 in one season. So
they've had to deal with a wet football for 3 parts of 3 games.
Yeah. And then this was after the Crumby pick that Peyton was able to walk in. And again, like Jeff mentioned, the onslaught was on. Third star is a fellow Fargo South Bruin like yourself and one Reese Kessel.
Well, I thought he's a 3rd star in that he took another step in being a full-time guy and taking over that position and that role with Carson Williams out.
Finn Diggins out.
Yeah, the question was, could he do some of the run blocking stuff? Can he be more of a full-time tight end rather than just a receiving tight end?
By the way,
indications are that he did.
By the way, that play is in Bison football history, that rollout to the tight end.
I wonder what that averages over history. It's got to be like a 13-yard.
A little inside info. Dan Larson told me, because I always ask, I used to bug Hedberg about this. Hey, what's the first play going to be? And he said, we're going to roll out to Reese, and hopefully he catches the bleeping ball, is what he told me, because he dropped it on Thursday. He caught it, and again, his reception total, 3 for 39. It's not dropping down his yardage per catch, Jeff, of what he did on Saturday.
Yeah, and then I think it was more of the 3rd star, too. I think it added to his confidence level of being a regular player, that he belongs out there. And now I think his NIL has gone up. I think he's getting more money now as we speak. That's where we're at.
Yeah, he got put on scholarship to start the season, and now
I think his NIL,
I would think
I'm not saying demand, is NIL worth.
I would say
for NDSU.
I think demand is a good word for it too. I think that's in terms of what he could command. Is that maybe a better?
Not he demanding it, but
what he could command
his worth,
for it. Yes, that's exactly right. And not knowing Carson Williams' status for this coming week, he missed the game. This is something that's been bugging him since fall camp, because he missed the first 3 weeks. I want to say, talking about Carson of fall camp, and we know Diggins is going to be out for at least another month and a half. It's going to be number 81 that's getting the lion's share of the reps there at tight end.
Any problem with those 3 stars?
No,
Who would you have?
No, I would agree with I would maybe do a bonus to Kopp. I thought Logan.
Yeah,
Kopp
I thought
flying.
about he was all over the place.
He was flying. He was responsible for the Crumby pick. He had a couple TFLs, and I would also give another slight star to Peter Haugo. Haugo was good. I know it came in the second half, but he was.
He led the team in tackles.
Yeah, there's a scenario I think down the road where they can envision Donovan Woolen, Peter Haugo, Ray James as the starting linebackers. They would be A-okay
You're
with
saying
that.
you're going to keep Woolen.
Well, that's
His worth is up. His worth is up there.
No
Yes.
doubt about that. Let's break. We come back. We'll get you ready. Dakota Marker Week is here. Bison Jackrabbits coming up on Saturday night. We'll talk with Jeff about what SDSU is coming in here with an unbeaten record, but a quarterback question, at least in terms of health-wise, for the Jacks. It's coming up. We come back. All right, welcome back, everybody. A few more minutes here with Kolpack. His appearances are brought to us by Northwestern Mutual. Got a bunch of emails coming in, Jeffrey, before we get to the Jackrabbits.
Already the emails. Jeff, what's the exact score going to be on Saturday?
You want to give it to us yet?
No, I gotta formulate my brilliance.
Karnak's going to wait on that. Guys, another stat that was eye-opening on Saturday was SDSU defense gave up 400 yards at Murray. Is the defense as good as past? I believe it is.
I think it is.
I think there's a lot of
well, I don't
there.
think I don't think they'll ever be as good as
That
they
was the
were
23,
in 23
no,
team.
23 defense was
That
outstanding.
was pretty stout.
Yep. After UND's win Saturday, I think they win either against NDSU or SDSU, hoping it's the Jacks. Again, Dom, you and Kyle did a great job with both the injury delay with Jackson and the rain delay. It was tough for us to watch at home. You guys were a calming presence during that time. Appreciate that. Another one, Dom, I'm with Jeff. This game was just like the SIU game last year before South Dakota State. Low energy against a bad team. Talking about the slow start there.
And again, I just go back to these are human beings, kids, young men, not kids, they're young men. And it's just hard to get up for that. It just is. You fly to Indy and you
have an hour bus ride. I get it. If you're
those things matter, Dom.
Yeah, I'm not discounting it. I'm just telling you though, if you're that good, you don't play around with your food like they did. That's just my 2 cents on that. I'm sure the head coach will text me soon enough. So we showed it with Sam's segment in the first hour. Chase Mason left the game in the first quarter against Murray State with an apparent ankle, lower body.
Something.
We could do a hockey term, a lower body injury. The camera is shot from Mars, so you're gonna impossible to tell. All you can tell is after he scores, there's no celebration here.
Yeah,
I've noticed that.
Yep.
I mean, clearly there's a hitch in his giddy up as he's coming off the field. I don't know what it is, but there's clearly something was amiss.
He looks a little not happy.
Right. There was something amiss with him as he came off the field. Again, as you watch it, sorry, Eric, if we could play it again, as you watch it, as he goes into the end zone, normally you'd have some sort of celebration. There was nothing of that, which indicates he knows something is wrong. I mean, I'm going to play amateur TV doctor, but he gets in, they just hand the ball to the referee and off the field.
Dan
ASAP.
Jackson's Zoom press conference is tomorrow at 11 or 11:30, I believe. Obviously, we'll ask him. Somebody will ask him.
And obviously, he's not going to say anything.
Of course not. So we will not know this question until 6:15 p.m. during warm-ups.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably. I don't think
on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way he doesn't play unless it's something beyond like Achilles, something. There's no way he doesn't play in this
A little
game.
surprising this year. He's averaging 2.5 yards per carry.
That
We thought that would be a lot better than that.
The Jack offense has been fit in starts. They've had moments where, look at Youngstown State. They couldn't get out of their own way in the first half there, then turned it on in the second half. Same thing happened with Northern Iowa. They messed around in that game for a little bit before they got going. That's not been as electric as they were hoping for. I don't think you can discount, to me, and this may sound callous, the passing away, the sudden tragedy of Nate White, who's going to be their guy. That happened in August, July. I mean, I don't know how you overcome that, honestly.
Loffridge has been pretty good. The transfer from
really
Fordham.
good. Yep.
But he's been their only guy.
Right. Correct.
That's
at
it.
the running back spot. That's to me.
But they're at home. They have a good defense.
And I think they have the best win of the FCS season. They won at Montana State. That win against the Cats in overtime. Granted, it was not pretty, but they got it. That's the best win out there in 2025 in my mind.
I don't know what else would be. I mean, Tarleton over Army.
Yeah, I would say just even FCS over FCS. I don't think there's really a close second right now. UND's win over SIU on the road is going to be up there in terms of what they did.
They just destroyed them.
Yes, but if he's not 100%, that's something for the Granted, the Bison defense might be without one of its main guys in Jackson Dutenheffer up front, so that's something to watch. And Sam and I were talking about this in the first hour. Cam Miller had his ankle injury happen 2 weeks prior to the Jacks game. He was not great against SIU. He was certainly better against SDSU. I'm interested to see how much that, because Mason's a mobile guy. He just doesn't stand back there and throw it. He's moving around. That's his game.
Yeah, and he's big. He's strong.
Yep.
That's why I'm surprised by his yardage. I mean, it must be a lot of sack yardage there. But
there is.
Yeah.
Because he hangs onto the ball too long as well. That was at least the case early in the year for the Jacks. The game to open the year for them, he took too many sacks. When they played, Sac State, he was hanging onto the ball way too long there in that first
Isn't
game
it great, though, we have a game like this finally after that non-conference schedule, after –
well, unfortunately, and you've
Terre Haute
after right. I mean, how many games we're going to have like this? We're going to have 2 or maybe 3 a year.
I mean, I know Illinois State and Southern Illinois were nationally top 10 teams when the Bison played them, but it just didn't have that top 10 feel of a game like this does. Like the UND game most likely will.
Oh, I think for what we're looking at now, that game up there may mean more nationally than this game does, and I would have lost all my paychecks on that if you would have told me that in August.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Bison won't have trouble getting up for this game.
Oh, yeah. There's a slow start here. Yeah, get out of here. I am interested. I know I don't want to spoil your whole story because I've had numerous discussions, not only with people in this building, the Jacks lost too much. The Jacks aren't going to be very good. I maintained it. You and I argued about this on the show. I told South Dakota State's not going anywhere. I don't care what they lost. What they brought back was pretty darn good. But what Jackson added in the portal has been pretty good as well.
As hard as it is for me to admit this, you were right. You were right.
Thank you.
You were right. Really remarkable how they've withstood those losses.
They have.
And come out 7-0 and looking pretty good and really having some decent wins this year.
You got Washington State's depth chart there in front of you. I mean, how many Jacks are starting for Jimmy Rogers in Wazoo right now?
I want to say 9.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 8.
Yeah, not counting.
And there's a bunch there's 15 or 16 in the 2 deep.
In the 2 deep, and that doesn't count the 2 that are starting at Northwestern right now. Griffin Wilde and Evan Burston are starting for David Braun in the Wildcats right now. That's what they lost.
Yeah, remarkable. Yeah. So it goes to show that with the transfer portal, if you lose that many guys, it doesn't mean it's your Dr. Death.
Yeah. Correct.
It's really
correct, Amundo.
It's an amazing story because it's unprecedented.
Yep.
No team has ever lost that.
If another email comes in, just to analyze the importance of the next 2 Bison road games, if NDSU loses both, are they fighting for a seed? If they lose to the Jacks and they lose to UND, the answer to that would be yes. I think you could fall from number 1 without question
to number 9
to maybe playing on Thanksgiving weekend. I would think with how tight it is. I mean, the Bison have 3 ranked wins. You know, whatever we want to say about South Dakota.
Montana State was ranked 4th with 2 losses.
Right.
So
it's jumbled. I don't. You have to tell me what happens in the Brawl of the Wild game.
UND was ranked 8th with 2 losses.
You got to tell me what happens in the Brawl of the Wild game. How many Valley seeds are you going to have? That's the thing. With 7 new people on that committee. Last year, I mean, we saw it. The Bison were 2, the Jacks were 3, Coyotes were 4, which was unheard of. But that was correct. I don't know if they can count on that.
But they got it right this time on the first reveal.
So far, yes, but we haven't had any of the big games yet.
I know, but
and to your point,
but if you're going to take Montana State's strength of schedule, then you have to take, if NDSU loses those 2, you can't take one and not the other.
Well, UND has 2 quality losses, they would tell you. You know.
Well, so at NDSU would have 2 quality losses.
Yeah, on the road. It would be an interesting discussion if we got to that point. I don't think they would be.
I still think they would host.
10-2, you'd say they would be a top 8 seed with they lose to the Jacks and UND. Interesting. I got to know what happens.
That's
in the
why
other
that
games.
Indiana State. That's why you needed them to play that game.
Right?
You needed to play that game.
It could not go down that way. I am interested because in the time we got to go here, but in the time we'll maybe save this more for the Wednesday BMZ show. The times I've gone down there, Bison crowd huge in 11, huge in 13, huge in 15, 17. When it's Dana J. Dykhouse open, it started to turn. To me, there were more Jack fans there. Certainly in 19 when game day was there. 21 and 23, same thing. How many Bison fans are going to be able to get a ticket?
I think the problem is it's a night game. Just to driving down there at night, and then if you're not staying there to come back, it's a late night. It's a long day. Big difference between a 2 p.m. start and a 7 p.m. start. If you're from this area and you want to drive and go see the game, you could leave at 9 a.m., go to the tailgate for a little bit, go to the game, and then you're back on the road by 5:36.
Right. This time the game ends at 10. You're probably home at 1-ish, 12:30, depending how fast you drive. Get through Summit without any issue. It's going to be a late night on that, but looking forward to it. It's going to be a dynamite atmosphere. It's one of those games, like you mentioned.
Yeah, it's here.
It's trying to go, and frankly, now the game 2 weeks from now in Grand Forks is going to feel.
This is why we do what we do, and it's not about Terre Haute. It's about this.
Oh man, yeah. Well, the Saratoga could have got a heck of a lot more business if we had to stay again on Saturday night. Let's just say that, because that would not have been a good scenario. Great stuff as always, man. We'll see you later today for the video blog. Jeff Kolpack joins us each and every Monday at 10 o'clock. His appearances are brought to us by Northwestern Mutual. We come back, a look back at what happened this weekend in high school football as we are closing in on the postseason in both states. That's back after this.